Well, I suppose that depends on where you work. Most of the time, your employer's not going to know anything about your bankruptcy. They're not going to know anything about whether or not you're paying your bills. However, there are some kinds of employment, especially in military-related employment and defense contract employment, where there's security clearances involved. And these employers want to know that their employees are not at risk for being bribed, um, leaking classified information. And so those employers very often do have provisions in their employment contract that let them monitor their employees' credit behavior, if you will. And that can cause problems, but well, you can't practice bankruptcy in San Diego for 17 years and not represent a lot of military service members. So far, I have never had a service member come back to me and say, this has been a real problem. In fact, typically, if the service member goes through the command and says, look, I'm having trouble, the command is usually pretty cooperative, and they will say almost, well, in every case that I'm aware of, they've said, look, we look at each person on a case-by-case basis. Every case is unique. And so far, I've never heard of anyone's security clearance either being revoked or lowered.
For your free bankruptcy consultation in San Diego, please call 619 235 9645.